Welcome back to another episode of Mean Girl Pod.
Watch this one on YouTube because this studio is bad. I'm not going to cuss off the top, but it's bad ASS.
We're in a new studio because why wouldn't we be trying every studio in New York City?
And can we just say the day we got an office?
Oh my gosh, yes.
We're like official.
No, we are. We have 2 new hires. Did we talk about that in the last episode?
No.
We have a team.
There's 4 of us.
So I have to say, something that Pete and I do every single week is we do roses and thorns. Have you heard that?
Yes.
And my rose for last week was on Wednesday, the Just Media team, there's 4 of us, all met in an office space. And I felt so good to feel like you were part of a team again.
Oh my gosh.
And that was my rose.
That was your rose of the whole entire week?
Yeah.
I love that.
It just feels so good to feel like you belong somewhere. And obviously, like with you, I do. But having like 2 more people in an office space all working together, like we all have the same goal.
Yes.
It just felt so good.
It did. It felt like a very large sense of purpose was delivered, like on a platter, kind of. And you know how I felt about it? It felt surreal. But it was this moment of like, I think every step we take, okay, so we were talking about horses the other day and like why I like horses. And the reason I like horses is one time I went on a midnight horse ride and I was going down a very steep mountain.
Were you a horse girl?
Kind of. I did. I went to horseback riding camp for 2 weeks.
I did too.
Yeah, I loved it. And you're freaking out because it's pitch black. And I remember I started like kind of crying and I said to the guide, like, I'm so nervous. And he said, it doesn't matter because 1, you have to trust the horse, and the horse can't see the big picture, but he can just see the next step. And I thought, sometimes I feel like that with this. Like, I don't know what's going on, but like you can see the next step. And so sitting in that office with the 4 of us, it was like, this was just the next step. And then it kind of all comes, you sort of zoom out of this like very granular picture and you're like, holy shit, we're doing this.
I had that moment today when we were touring our new office. I kind of had an out of body experience. I was like, oh my God, like this is so real. Like Alex and I, we work at Just Media. We have Mean Girl Pod. We're getting new hires. Like there's a team. Like this is so crazy.
Yeah, it's wild. It's like everything we wanted.
Yeah.
It's like you texted me. So Jordyn and I were talking about scheduling and I was just like not understanding anything. And I sent her a bunch of dates and she's like, yeah, you're literally booked on one of those. And then you said, but we'll figure it out. And I was like, oh my gosh. And the only people to figure it out are you and I.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And we always figure it out.
We do.
Because I'm a little crazy with my scheduling. But I like took a step back and I was like, okay, there's been 5,000 million cases where you've been double booked, but when have you ever not figured it out?
It's like not that big of a deal.
No, it's not.
It's just like, we'll figure that out.
Literally.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
It is crazy.
And like so many cool things are coming for Just Media and like we have exciting news to share soon. It's just gonna be crazy.
And let's just take a moment to talk about your hair.
Oh my God, yeah, because this is the first episode with my new hair.
And so if you're not already on YouTube now you are. It looks really good.
I feel like I finally became Jordyn.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is like, it's so funny what the power of a haircut.
I just, for the first time, like obviously when I got it cut, I was like a little like, I kind of look like a little boy, but whatever. Because I got it cut, like, you know when you get your hair colored, like your makeup's like melted off from the heat.
Yes.
Like washed off, red face. And I was like, whatever. And the next day I like got ready and I was like, wait, like I finally feel like me.
You look like you. You like stepped into yourself.
Yes.
Fully like blossomed.
I can't have that much hair. It's so heavy and like, oh my God, I just can't do it.
You have to have but you have to have the perfect face for this cut, and you do.
Thank you. So do you. You look phenomenal with short hair.
This is about you.
Sorry.
Accept the compliment.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Alex.
You're so welcome. It looks really good. I'm very happy for you.
It takes me maybe 15 minutes to do my hair and makeup in the morning.
Oh, that's so nice. Saving time like that.
Yeah.
Good.
Eyelash extensions, short hair.
Yeah, you're maximizing.
I really am.
You're really optimizing life.
Which you kind of have to be when you're doing this job that we're doing, because literally within 2 seconds your whole day can change.
Yeah, so you have to be like able to get ready quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look really good.
How was your weekend?
My weekend was fabulous. I went to Hudson Valley, which I've heard about a million times. Like I've always heard it's really pretty.
Where is that?
It's up. You take the train 2 hours north.
Is it New York still?
Yeah, still in New York. Beautiful, really cool town. Super, like, you get off the train, you walk 5 minutes, I stayed at this like really cool bed and breakfast. It was awesome.
Wait, sick. Okay, question about bed and breakfast.
Okay.
Do you have to share the bathroom with everyone? This is a serious question, Alex.
Well, no, not at this one.
Okay.
Everyone had their own bathroom. I have no idea.
Because sometimes bed and breakfasts have a communal bathroom area.
Did you also know? Okay.
I'm serious though.
I'm out on that. I'm very out on that because the purpose of hotels for me is like not having my New York City bathroom and like sprawling out and like getting ready in there. I love that moment.
Yeah.
Okay, so like that would defeat that purpose and I wouldn't do that. But I did hear about these little things in Japan where you can rent for a night just like a tube that you sleep in. You just sleep in the tube and like the bathrooms are communal. I'm out on that.
When you say you're out on that, you mean you don't like it?
Yeah, I'm correct.
Oh yeah, no. I don't like sharing anything.
You need to like, yeah.
You know me, I would do horrible in that situation.
You would hate it.
I really could even stand having a dorm room bathroom I shared.
You would be like the worst. Like you're just not a candidate for that. But at this bread and breakfast, no. Okay. But they did have like a downstairs just kitchen, and you could just like I made tea at night. You could just like go down there. It was like such a awesome way of staying somewhere.
Wait, I love that.
It made just like a ton of sense.
Because I noticed that if you go upstate or like to any winery area, there's really no hotels. It's all bed and breakfast. But my mom freaked me out because she was like, well, just be careful because sometimes they're communal, like not communal bathrooms, but like they're like shared bathrooms. I'm like, that's a no for me.
That's an absolute no. You can't make humans pay for that and then like put them in the same bathroom.
Right?
That's weird.
No.
How was your weekend? What'd you do?
It was good. So Pete's officially moving back to New York City.
Oh my gosh, congratulations. Like you've been so excited for this.
When this episode comes out, he will officially like one day been moved back into the city.
Oh my gosh. You guys need, okay, what I'm obsessed with about your relationship is the fact that you've almost like stacked it. Like there's not everything happened at once.
Oh my God, no.
You know what? Like you've, it's not, I can't possibly call this a long distance relationship. Like that will kill me, but it
kind of was.
It kind of was.
Because everything we did had to be so planned out.
And then add you into the equation. So it had to be like.
Very planned out. Yeah. And it just sucked how like after a long day at work or doing this, like I couldn't just quick see him.
Right.
Because he had to train home. And he wasn't just gonna, if I lived alone, it'd be different because he could just hang out in my apartment. But I have a roommate and that's weird. I'm not just gonna have him like hang out in my room.
Right.
Like I have boundaries with her. So it was like, okay, well, it was just, and like if I had plans with him, I had to stick to those plans. So if something came up with work, I'd be like, well, I can't move this around because he isn't training home anymore.
Right. So like a massive inconvenience.
Yeah.
So he's moving here and he's gonna live near you.
He's gonna live very close to me.
He's gonna live like how close?
Like 4 blocks.
Like 4 blocks. Okay. How often are you staying at your apartment once he moves here?
Never.
Okay, yay! I'm gonna move in with Pete.
If I lived alone, we would split 50-50, but I have a roommate, so I'll probably just sleep at his apartment more.
Like, if I'm your roommate, just got dealt the best card on the planet.
Right?
Lives alone.
I'm like, you're welcome.
Pays half rent, now lives alone.
Literally.
Boom.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm really excited. You guys like can go to the grocery store on a Tuesday.
We can get coffee on a Sunday quick. I can just have a full day, you can have a full day, and we can just have a sleepover.
Yeah, like you don't have to think.
We can be like in an adult relationship now.
By the way, the damnedest things happened where we can just be adults now.
And then it's so much easier to see your friends too, because it's like, oh, I could do both now.
Like tonight, we could just be like, hey, Pete, want to come meet us for a drink?
Exactly.
Yeah, that would be really nice to have.
Because that was a big thing too. It was so hard. I had to like have specific days for my friends and him and like my person, like myself. And now I could do all that in one day now.
Yeah.
I could have the morning for me. I can meet my friends for brunch and then see him in the evening. It's just, I'm so excited.
This is a big load off. I'm very excited for you.
It's going to be nice.
Let's talk about the best gift for both parties. Merry Ballsmas, ladies and gentlemen, from our friends over at MANSCAPED.
That's incredible.
Because the holidays are quickly approaching. And what if the perfect gift does exist? And this is actually the perfect gift because it's beneficial for both parties. Because there's nothing worse than a non-manscaped man?
Yeah.
Cleaned up. Santa's helpers have been working hard to bring you MANSCAPED brand new Performance Package 5.0 Ultra for the men in your life, because who doesn't love the gift of smooth balls? Seriously.
I know I do.
I know I do. Featuring the new Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra Ball Trimmer. Watch all of his wishes and yours and mistletoe kisses come true. The perfect mix of naughty and nice, it really is. It really actually is the perfect gift of naughty and nice. I kind of like that.
You better believe I'm getting this for Pete for Christmas.
Are you actually?
Yeah.
Okay, I love that.
I'm going to use our code too.
Yeah, that's right, you are. All right, so the MANSCAPED Performance Package 5.0 Ultra is the ultimate bundle for a man who deserves it all, included with the special sack. Wow. Special sack is the Lawn Mower 5.0 Ultra, the Weed Whacker 2.0 ear and nose trimmer, and Manscaped's liquid formulas, and 2 free gifts. Wow. That's like incredible. So everyone, for 20% off plus free shipping, get like Santa and slay the holidays this year over with Manscaped. Insert code Mean Girl. That's code Mean Girl for 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com. That's what you did this weekend?
Well, we moved him. We packed up his apartment.
Oh, that's what you did.
So I went to Connecticut where he's living, and we packed up his apartment and made the first drive with his stuff.
Oh, made like a load.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Got it.
So it was very surreal for him. Like he's lived there for a few years, so he's like, wow, this is crazy. I'm moving back to the city.
Yeah, and I feel like you're a big part of that. Like, it's exciting for multiple reasons.
Yeah, and to be clear, like he was moving back to New York no matter what. Because his company is like full time in the office, and that's a crazy commute every single day for someone of his age. It's just not necessary. But he's obviously like more excited because I'm in New York now.
Oh, probably like 12 times more excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
okay, yay. Okay, that's a very good update.
Yeah. Okay, so you have a bunch of fun topics for us to talk about today.
Good for me. What are they?
So
I've been like very obsessed with this episode list, by the way. If you can't tell, I keep editing it.
No, I know, and I love it. I love all of the ideas.
I can't remember one of them.
So, well, here it is.
Jordan's not going to read it. Oh, okay. Got it. Number one.
I just didn't know where you wanted to start.
Well, let me just tell you the story.
Okay. It's titled, can I say what the title is? Or not yet?
No, because yeah.
Except you know.
It's just a nah. So this guy calls me.
Okay. Do you know this guy?
Kind of, like
Okay.
loosely.
Okay.
Okay. So he calls me and he's like, no, so he DMs me, what's your phone number? And we have enough mutual friends that it's not weird for me to give him the phone number.
Okay.
I also know he's in a very serious relationship. So I was like, and I'm assuming we have a lot of crossover. I'm assuming we're getting at like a work situation.
But you'd never met in person?
No, I've met him in person.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like I've met him in person. I've seen him doing his thing. Like we've crossed over in work. So giving this phone number was like not weird. So I gave him the phone number, and then like immediately my phone rings and I'm like, hello. And he's like, hey. I'm like, what's up? And he's like, nothing, you? And I'm like, nothing. Like, I'm waiting on so I need to talk to you about, and he's like, so you're single? And I'm like, yeah. Like, weird. I was like, what? And he was like, okay, so like, I'm trying to behave, but like, I'm kind of like, just, vibing you out right now. And I was like, well, hold on. I was like, stop for a second. Aren't you engaged? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, well then what's the phone call about? And he's like, well, I'm in an open relationship. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, oh my God, this is like so much at once. I was like, okay. So I just said, let me be very clear. I think you're asking me if I would like to be a part of that. And I was like, I just absolutely cannot. And then he was like, okay, you sure? And I was like, 100%, like never thought about it. But like, that's very easy for me right there just to be like, no way. And he's like, all right, cool. Talk to you later. And I was like, okay, bye.
I need to know all the rules of this open relationship.
But like, well, I don't, because I just immediately was like, oh, I could never do that.
Never.
Because I would be so sad. I'm like, no, you have to just like me. Like if we're going to do that, like it just has to be me. And I could never be like, let's be in an open relationship and you go fly around and do things and call other people and think about other things.
Never.
Right?
When I'm dating someone, I'm the only person you can love forever.
That's it. Yeah. And it's like,
I can't share.
No, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't. And I couldn't possibly accept sharing like on the other side of that.
The only time I could see an open relationship maybe working, and this is not for me, would be maybe you're married to someone for 50 years and you just want to like see what else is out there just to like show that maybe you should stay married. I don't know.
Yeah, right. Or like, I guess I could see an open relationship working. You've been married for a really long time, and like you both are like don't want to get a divorce, and you've got kids or something, and you're just sort of like, let's have some weekends off. I guess maybe, I don't know. I still don't like it. Like I hate it.
It's surprising to me that someone in an open relationship would want to even have a fiance and get married. You think that they would just want to like stay single or like in that open relationship with no definite title.
So that's actually a very good point. What is the point there of getting married?
Yeah.
If you are open.
And when they're married, does the open relationship close?
That might be worth asking.
Yeah.
I didn't feel weird about it at all. To be clear, like still would go like hang out with him and things.
Appreciate his honesty.
Really love his honesty and like just got right to the point. But I was like, oh, I can't, absolutely not. Can't do that. Could never do an open relationship. Have never had to really think about it though.
I love how he's just like, okay, bye.
Yeah, he's like, all right, talk to you later. I was like, okay.
I wonder if you have these conversations a lot.
Probably. And I wonder what the ratio is when you're in an open relationship of calling a girl, asking her if she wants to participate, of her saying yes or no.
Well, and does participating mean like you'll also be a part of this relationship, or are you just like hooking up?
And is it a one-off thing? Like, do you do it one time or do you do it multiple times? And then do you go enter into an open relationship yourself? Like, how does it happen?
I feel like it's almost like a whole new world.
Yeah. And I'm not into the world.
No.
But I think for a lot of people it could work really well. But I'm like, wow, no, not my world.
That door is staying closed for me.
Yeah, no way. Like, could not possibly. I wanted to like throw up at the thought of it.
I swear you get you get yourself into the crazy situation.
When I hung up, I was like, okay, well. Moving right on. Let me go send an email now. Like, but
Day in the life of Alex Bennett.
That's just a day in the life. So, but I thought what made me feel better was knowing she's very on board with this. Like both parties have agreed, so there's no like malintent.
Yeah,
it's just like that works for them.
Like she's doing it too to other guys.
Totally.
I'm just so curious. Like, are there rules of who they can contact? Like, do they have to be like what are the requirements? Like,
can you text? Where's the line? Yeah, can you text the people if you're in an open relationship, or is it just for sex?
And do you have a tier?
Yeah.
Like, is this like his fiance's number 1 and then number 2 and then like do you have to go through the interview process? Like, does she have to approve?
Are you going to dinner? Is it just like, and how
like sister wives?
Is there like a limit too of like how many you're allowed to have on the roster? How many other outside, like how many nights a week are you with her versus other people?
Yeah.
And like, do you have to come home every night? Oh, I might have to call him back.
This is too disorganized for me.
Yeah, you could never.
I could never.
You could never.
Oh my God.
Also, to be clear, I could never.
Yeah, no. All of us literally could never.
Could never.
Wow, that I was not expecting that. I remember you briefly mentioning that to me, but it like just like it left my brain.
Right. Yeah. I know. The second I mentioned it to you, I was like, why did I tell her that? That's like totally a podcast story.
Speaking of me saying Alex Bennett, you posted on your story yesterday that a lot of people have been asking you if you're going to keep your last name.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Like, I didn't think about it. I didn't think it was going to be this big of a deal. And it just, my DMs are just, so I said I'm going to keep Bennett. And then I got flooded with like, why? Somebody was like, that's disrespectful. And I was like,
to who?
Right. I was like, what? Winter is here. And better sleep is here because Miracle, which this like Jordyn is obsessed. I'm also obsessed with these sheets, but like you will not stop talking about them.
Well, it's because I'm such a hot sleeper, and these are the one sheets I own that don't make me sweat at night.
And you want to know why they don't make you sweat?
Why?
Because they have temperature cooling, NASA inspired, silver infused fabrics that actually make temperature regulating possible in your bedding, and they're self-cleaning, because you know how gross it is. Like, do you know how much your skin sheds when you sleep?
Yeah.
It's actually disgusting. And so these sheets are the best because they're going to be the right temperature and they're going to be clean.
I also have the white ones, and they stay very white, which is hard to find in a sheet.
It is. Every time you wash them, they like lose their luster.
Yeah.
But these really hold their color. So everyone, because now I know you're all like, I have to have these, go to trymiracle.com/meangirl. trymiracle.com/meangirl to save 40% off. And if you use code meangirl at checkout, you get 3 free towels and save an extra 20%. Wow, that's an incredible deal. Okay,
so you say 40% off?
Yeah, 40% off.
Well, Alex, I know what I'm going to get Pete and my parents and my brother for Christmas.
And you get 3 free towels, which like you can never have enough new clean towels. That's incredible. Okay, and Miracle is so confident in their product that it's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you aren't 100% satisfied, you get a full refund. So upgrade your sleep today and go to trymiracle.com/meangirl and use the code meangirl to claim your 3-piece towel set and save over 40% off. Again, that's trymiracle.com/meangirl. Treat yourself, treat a friend, treat a loved one.
I have never heard of a woman, and I mean this, like changing her last name back, because one, it's a biatch of a process, and two, like that's your identity. That's you now.
It's also a very standard name. Like, it's not some mind-blowing last name, right? It's Bennett. It's like a Smith.
Yeah. Also, with the industry you're in, you identify as Alex Bennett. If you switch to Alex Hodges, like, people would, like, Jennifer Lopez isn't going to be Jennifer Affleck.
Right.
It's Jennifer Lopez forever.
Correct.
I just compared you to Jennifer.
I'm gonna sit in that one for a second.
Like, maybe one day if you get married again, like, you would be like Alex Bennett and then your hyphen name.
That the problem is that's where, like, and whoa, but like, don't know what happens there, because here's what happened though. When I was thinking about this, because I remember the day my lawyer texted me like, what's your last name? What are we doing here? And I was like, oh, keep it. And that was like a gut feeling. And I did call Graham and I said, hey, are you okay with me keeping it? And he was like, of course. So he knew. And it is a mutual decision because it is his last name, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's his family kin name and it's not mine, but it's on the basis of it's generic. It's part of my job now. Like, you guys try changing an Instagram handle.
No, literally. And a passport and an ID and everything. Social security number.
Right. And it's just, and he was okay with it. And it's a lovely family, and like, that just like works out, right? So that's why I did it. Like,
I might get in trouble for saying this, but I probably won't change my last name. If anything, I'll hyphen it.
Ooh.
Like, I can't, like, at least to the public, I can't. Because, like, I will forever be Jordyn Woodruff across so many channels and platforms, and like, like, people will just like know me as Jordyn Woodruff.
So like, legally you might change it.
Yeah, like, legally I think I would hyphen it, like Jordyn Woodruff, whatever.
Oh, I'm sure we could guess it.
But I don't think I could ever remove Woodruff fully.
Do you know why I think it's important to have the last name, like to hyphenate it? I think when you have kids, like, you want your last names to match them.
Yeah. Oh, my kids can have the dad's last name. I don't care.
But I think, no, but I'm saying, like, that's why I think a pro of hyphenating it would be, because like, that just is helpful.
Yeah. Do you know that my brother's the only person in my family to carry on the Woodruff name legally?
Wow, really?
All the guys had girls and all the girls had guys, besides my dad had a guy and a girl.
No way.
Or son and a daughter. Yeah.
Colton's got to carry the torch.
He's the only one who legally can.
Wow.
I know, that's crazy.
That's like really crazy to think about.
I know.
Or whoa, yeah, you should hyphenate yours then, for sure.
But yeah, it's crazy that people are finding this to be a strange thing. Like, what?
Yeah, I thought it was like a relatively easy choice.
I know a lot of people who are divorced and have their last partner's last name. I
think so too. I just was like, what? Oh, I didn't think people were going to really care.
Like, mind your own business.
That and the ring tattoo is just...
Are you willing to talk about the ring tattoo? My DM's been flooded with your ring tattoo. What's Alex gonna do about her ring? I don't know.
Yeah, well, removing tattoos is like... we both go, ugh. All right,
painful.
We can do the ring tattoo. We can talk about it. All right, so the thought goes like this. I love it, right? And it represented like a very happy time in my life. Mm-hmm. So I've thought about, and what I was confident I was going to do was decorate the whole finger and like add some things to it and then decorate another finger.
That'd be sick.
It'd be cool, right?
Yeah.
And then I thought about removing it, but it's like 9 appointments.
Also very painful.
Very painful. And so now I think I just keep it and maybe add like something else to it. Decorate it a bit more.
Yeah.
But I'm with you guys. The ring tattoos, it's confusing. But removing it is just going to be really difficult.
Also, that's like the beauty of tattoos. Like, there's tattoos on my body I wish were not on my body anymore, but it's just like that. It was a part of your life in that moment.
And you have to be okay with putting it on your body and then being able to detach from it if like it doesn't stay.
Yeah, like sometimes I don't want YOLO on the back of my leg. But it's there.
I forget you have YOLO on the back of your leg. Bye. I'm gonna miss you.
Cut that.
Cut that. Cut that. Thank you.
Like when I met Pete's family, I was like, crap, they can see the back of my leg.
They can see the YOLO.
But then I'm like, it's funny. Like, whatever.
You have to have a sense of humor about it.
Yeah.
Like you have to.
Do you think I want a massive J on my rib? No. Like, but it's just funny.
Right. And I love that you have that sense of humor about it. And because you have no other option.
Yeah, it's just like so stupid to be like, I don't know. It was a part of my life during that moment. I was like, yeah.
It was a season.
Yeah, it was a season of my life.
Right. And I always think about when I'm 75, the YOLO when you're 75 on the back of your ankle, that's going to be the best ever. Oh my gosh.
My kids one day are going to be like, Mom, what's YOLO mean?
Maybe
you
like
only lose one, or live once.
You only lose once. You only live once.
It's in such a prominent area.
That
too.
is so funny. YOLO, like if your grandma, my grandma has YOLO on the back of her ankle.
They think I'm like a cool grandma.
Yeah.
I'm not a regular mom. I'm a cool mom.
I'm a cool mom with YOLO tattooed on me. That's excellent. That's just, wow.
Yeah, you win and you lose some.
That's funny.
It's whatever.
That's great.
Okay. There's some random things on here. I'm just deleting the ones we already talked about.
Oh. Let's do Is there a price for sex?
Okay.
Because I want to ask you about this.
Okay.
This is just a dinner table conversation I was a part of.
I love your dinner table conversations. They're so random.
And I'm like taking out my notepad like, that's interesting.
I'll be on the topic.
The guys were saying, and some of them were in a relationship. So I think that is very important context. But they were like, and their wives and girlfriends were sitting there and they were like, there's a price for sex. And I think that we should talk about that. And I said, what do you mean?
Let's talk about it.
And they were like, the married one is like, okay, so we're married. And if somebody approaches her to have sex with my wife, there's a number that we need to decide on that like, I would let her do that. And I was like, oh, wow. Like there is a price for sex. And they both were like, yeah. Like, what is that number for you? Like what number does somebody have to offer you for Pete to say, okay?
He's not allowed to touch any woman.
See, I agree. I think the number is 0.
0 for me. No.
So like $5 million.
No, because there's too many complications that come from that. Like, because like once you allow it once, what's to stop it from happening again?
Right.
And then again, or what if next is like, what's the price of a blowjob? What's the price of a kiss? What's the price of going on a date? And like, it could just become like this. It opens up Pandora's box that I never want to deal with. Because to me, a relationship is two people coming together and what's the word?
Never separating.
Like,
I know what you're trying to say.
Like, yeah, like they are together. Like I don't share my partner with other people
ever,
and I don't want my partner to share me with other people. Yeah, ever. Like, so I know, like, if I'm in a relationship with someone, like no one else is touching them.
I'm gonna put a price on it. Actually, I just thought because I agree with you on that.
Yeah,
for sure, 100%. Now, and I'm Little Miss Money Can't Buy Happiness. Okay, right. But for $100 million, I think I would think about that.
What if it was the most beautiful girl in the world having sex with your husband?
No. Nope. No. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Because what happens if it accidentally gets pregnant or they fall in love? I wouldn't be able to sleep at night.
It's a no.
Or what if they liked it more than you?
Oh, it's a no. You're right. I didn't think it through. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's not a number.
See, when you were saying a price for sex, I thought you were saying like not like actual monetary. I thought it was like in the beginning stages of dating, like if you have sex with someone, like you're costing your emotional health or like this or that.
Like there is a price you have to pay if you're sexually active. No, they were saying that there is a price. They and the whole table agreed that there was a price. And I was like, wow, I don't think so. I don't know. I didn't actually.
Did you ask the prices?
Yeah. A lot of them were like $5 million for sure.
See, if my husband said that, I'd be like, excuse me?
Right.
You'd be willing to just give me up for $5 million?
I do think it matters, like who's asking.
Yeah.
But like, no, I can't. I'm glad we talked about it out loud.
Because you were definitely thinking about that.
I was like, well, I see, because they were making some pretty good points. They're like, this changes the course of like, your life if you have this amount of money. And I'm like, that's interesting, but like it's such a powerful thing you're talking about, which is why it's a conversation.
Yeah.
Because it's the most intimate level. Like that's what we're talking about, right?
Well, and two, like you win and you lose. Like I feel like I'm saying a lot today. Like you win, you lose some. Like you win that money, but you're losing a part of that relationship that will always be something that separates you guys a little bit.
And you can't, that's like one thing you can't put a price on.
Yeah.
You just can't do it.
It's kind of like when someone cheats on someone and like they get back together, like as much as a lot of people can work through it, like you worked through it perfectly fine, but some people always be like, why did he do that? Will he ever do it again? Like, did he like that girl better? This or that? So
right.
It's like.
That's very true. That's actually very true. And like, to be clear, what she's referring to is, when the OG listeners will know this one, but like way back in the day, before when Graham and I were dating, we did have to like work through a cheating situation, but he earned my trust back. But like and then there's that time where you have to say too, I'm never gonna bring this up again. Like you have to bury that hatchet.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like that would be way too convoluted in this scenario.
Yeah. So no.
Yeah, no, the answer is no.
There's no price.
So dinner table combo, I will text them all and say, no.
I will follow up with them.
I know you guys didn't even think I was listening, but it's a podcast topic.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
How has been living alone? Or how has living alone been? Let me speak English. How has living alone been?
So, yeah. I went from living in like a sorority house to living with a bunch of roommates to technically I lived alone 1 year out in Newport, out in California, but like basically lived with Graham. Mm-hmm. And so I haven't lived alone in my adult life, really.
Wait, oh my gosh.
Like I really haven't.
I never even thought about that.
I saw a spider. My number one fear is snakes and spiders.
Spiders, man.
I always had a permanent spider killer, like locked in with me. And if he wasn't home, I would just like put a cup over it or something and like, I'm not touching it. And I remember I lived above a single girl in our old place and like she had a cockroach and I was like, Graham will come down there. Like, I get that. I had my first spider and I just looked at that thing and it hit me. I was like, you live alone and that is like your problem and you have to kill that. And then I have to get over it. Mm-hmm. So I just killed it and it was just like this moment of like, oh my gosh.
Are you sad?
No, I thought I was going to be sad and I just had to like buck up. Mm-hmm. And it kind of made me like sort of proud of myself. And I like get proud of myself too when I like pay rent. I'm like, go girl, like pop off queen. But living alone is so different. Like even going to the grocery store, it's like for one. Mm-hmm. And I just think about me.
Yeah. It's only your mess.
It's only my mess. It's only my stuff. Like it's so crazy.
Yeah.
To live alone now.
Do you like it though?
I really like it. I'm having to find out who is Alex without Graham now. That's the question. That when my therapist said that to me, like way back in the day, she was like, what you're going to be forced to do now is like go find out who you really are. And I was like, wow. And I feel that every day of like uninhibited and just like full permission to be fully myself. And I feel so alive.
I love that.
And like very curious too though. Mm-hmm. You know, like I ask myself a lot, how do I fill my time? And it's like, well, okay, I journal a lot. Like I love boxing right now. Like I was thinking about all these things and I'm like, I guess that's kind of who you are.
Yeah.
Where do I spend my thoughts? And I really like life. Like I wake up and I get like very excited.
Wait, I love that.
Yeah. Let's talk about NordVPN because this is very important.
Yes.
Because Wi-Fi and security, cybersecurity is a massive deal. And the holiday season has arrived, which means a lot of online shopping. Make sure you and your loved ones are surfing the web safely and avoid companies tracking all your data, which is a huge point, and selling your data. You can turn on NordVPN to help keep you and your data safe this holiday season. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, you guys get an exclusive deal and 4 additional months when you use the link nordvpn.com/meangirl. It's risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. That's nordvpn.com/meangirl, or click the link in the description in the episode and on YouTube. It's the best deal on the internet, and it's risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. I think that's like a huge thing to have money-back guarantee on something like that.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And everyone, you'd be big on this, but everyone needs to be safe with their information.
I was going to say
safe with their Wi-Fi.
I was going to say security is so important. And
actually
people don't realize it.
We should play offense, not defense on things like that.
Yes.
Head over to nordvpn.com/meangirl or click the link in the description.
I was listening to a TikTok the other day, and it actually said something like that hit home. And it was about this girl, and she was saying how being single is so important because it gives you a time in your life to only listen to your own thoughts, and you have to like listen to them, interpret them, and make sure like if you agree or disagree without another person's opinion getting in the way.
Oof.
So you can figure out who you are without someone else getting in the way of that. I was like, that like hit home. I was like, that is so true. So this is like the first time in your life where you're like only hearing your own thoughts and opinions and only allowing your gut to tell you if they're right or wrong.
I am getting to know my gut right now like crazy because I'm fully independent. So whenever things arise, I have to say, just how are you as a person handling that? Mm-hmm. And I've loved that. But okay, so on the note of like being single, I was like back in college, but I was so young and I didn't have any life experience or any perspective. And I never saw that me ending up being single now. That came out of nowhere, I would say. Not nowhere, but like just not how I saw my life would go.
Yeah. No, when you got married to Graham, you're like, in 5 years.
Like not the plan at all. But I laugh about it now, but let me be very clear. It was just I've just been a wreck, but now we're back. To be single now at 30, having the perspective and the life experience I think it's really important, honestly, because I am having to figure out for the rest of my life, like, who are you going to be? Mm-hmm. What are you going to be about? What do you like? What do you want to do? And answer all of those questions. Mm-hmm. And it's really cool.
Oh my God, yeah. It's like we talked about, I think in 2 episodes ago. It's like the only time in your life where you don't have to answer to anyone but yourself.
No one.
It's so liberating.
Yeah, I can't explain it. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Yeah, it's...
Especially living in this city.
And being the age you're at, like... I was about to be like, you're financially stable.
But like, I'm fine. Just kidding.
But like, you're in your 30s, so you don't have to like even ask your parents for permission.
Nobody.
Like, you just can do whatever you want.
That's what Paris was for me. Mm-hmm. Paris was me forcing myself to realize the circumstances, and then I needed that. I needed to prove to myself, yes, you can. You don't have to ask anybody. Mm-hmm. You just get online and book it, and then you go. Mm-hmm. And like, you worked hard to get there, so take advantage of it and do stuff you want to do, and like, boom.
Yeah. And you should be so proud of yourself. Like, you're running a business, you have a podcast, you have to figure out how to be financially stable on your own. Like, you're doing side brand partnerships. Like, you're doing so much. And
I welcome all of it. And I love doing all of it. And if I don't love doing something, I'm not going to do it. Mm-hmm. I had ribs yesterday. And I don't eat red meat that often. Mm-hmm. And I was like looking at the menu. And I was like, I'm not going to get the ribs because like I had red meat. I try to eat it once a month. Okay, why do I do that? I asked myself. I said, what is the point of that? Like, and that was a check for me. I was like, do you want the ribs? Yes. And so I ordered the ribs and they were fabulous. But it's like little rules like that I've just kind of always done. Mm-hmm. I'm starting to look at and be like, that doesn't make any sense. You don't need to do that.
Who wrote this rule book?
I don't need to work out every morning. I've also realized that. Like, chill.
Oh my God.
Lay in bed.
The working out thing, let me tell you. So I am really trying to practice like waking up in the morning and being like, if you're too tired, go back to bed because sleep is the most important thing for your health. And I've practiced that over the past, since leaving Barstool, I think because it's like our schedule's a little bit more, like we're in control of it. And let me tell you how much more my body has been happier working out on the days I do work out when I just lay in bed if I'm too tired to go to the gym?
Just chill.
Like,
yeah,
just be kinder to your body.
And your like in your brain. There it's like, why do we have to go to the gym every day? You don't.
No.
And it's like, there'll be nights too where I'm like, I'm gonna go out to eat. Just go.
Why can't I have a glass of wine every day?
You can do whatever you want. It's like, I think that what I'm realizing too is like, the world is your playground. And if you're a good person, if you get your stuff done and you feel really fulfilled by it, outside of that, like, you can have your ribs. You cannot work out. None of these rules need to be obeyed. Like, life is just life.
You know what I loved that you said the other day? On your TikTok, you were talking about like hours worked. Let me tell you, I loved the hours you set. But you were like 10 to 5, and so many people are like, me. It's like, but who told us that we have to work 8 to 8 to be successful?
Right? Like, so you wake up and you just go immediately into work. I guarantee you people will be more creative, happier at their jobs, and want to work more and be more efficient if we worked less hours.
If you give me my morning, I'm such a happy person. Like, my hours of the day where it's like my time is like 6 a.m. to, I would say, like 8 or 9. Definitely 6 to 8. Where like and I try to also set boundaries where I don't text people either, because like I don't want to annoy people in the morning. I definitely cross those boundaries every once in a while. But if you give me those hours, I am 10 times more happy and more productive during the day because I get all my personal crap out of the way.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think, like, okay, to be clear, if we were talking about like in a standard accounting job, yeah, work your hours.
Yeah.
But in this sense, it's like, we will clock Saturdays. We're clocking 7 days. We'll hit nights. I mean, it's constantly on the brain.
Exactly.
But it's like required work, like laptop hours. Yeah, no, we're in a space that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I'm really sick of this rule book. And I feel like you and I have done a good job of like breaking it, like ripping it apart throughout the 2 years we've been doing this podcast.
Absolutely. Of like things you shouldn't talk about. It's like, no, I think you can just talk about things. Like, we have rules too, though. Like, we're nice.
Yes.
You put it through a kind lens.
Be a kind person.
Yeah.
Unless someone treats you like absolute garbage.
And then
just cut them out.
Right. And then like, yeah. So it's like we have these we have thoughtful rules in place that feel good to us, and then we do assess the other ones.
A lot of times when I make decisions now, I always have to take a step back and go, because you and I always go, for what? And now I always have to say, who am I doing this for? Like, I'm doing this for what reason?
Right.
And like a lot of the times it's not even for myself. So I'm like, why am I doing it if I don't want to do it?
Right.
Why am I doing it for a stranger that I've never met before?
Just to simply, right.
So I can not enjoy a Tuesday night to myself.
Yeah. And it's like, that's like even with setting some meetings, it's like, that doesn't do anything for anyone, and we're just doing it. Like, take back your time, take back your power. And yeah, totally agree.
Taking back time is huge.
It's massive. It's like with your hair you're talking about, like, I just gained time. Like, cool.
Yeah.
I like that. I like this conversation.
Me too.
I like the whole idea of it.
And I love that you and I are on the same page about it.
Yeah, and we weren't always this way. And I think that's why the more you get into it, the more you're like, okay, let's dig it up a little bit. Let's ask ourselves some questions. Do we need to be doing this?
Yeah, it's just like how I feel like I've gotten really good about not getting so worked up about things, because I'm like, I always am like, when is it not worked out?
Right.
Like if it's meant to be, it'll be, and it will find, you just have to trust the like, I can't remember if did we talk about your travel schedule in December offline or online? Were we recording?
We did talk about it a second. Yeah, we talked about that. How we said we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I couldn't remember.
Yeah, we did do that.
Okay.
Yeah, we were recording. 100%.
I think I am losing my memory.
I think I am going insane.
My dreams. So ever since I started my anti-anxiety medication, my dreams have been so vivid.
Ooh.
Where I don't know sometimes what's real and what's fake.
Oh.
Like, so I'll have a dream of like we're in a meeting, and then a few days will go by and I'm like, did we actually have that meeting? Or was that a dream?
Oh, that's crazy.
And that's one of my side effects. Is like very vivid dreams. They're never like terrifying.
No, but like they're specific.
I'm just like, I don't know what's real and what's fake.
Ooh, that's trippy. Like, and you really don't know.
Sometimes I really don't know. I'm like, I don't know if that happened or not. Did I have that conversation with Alex? I can't remember.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's kind of juicy.
I know. So I have to I'm losing my memory.
It's a fun little additive. Actually.
Do we want to do listener question?
Yeah, let's do it.
Or do you want to answer any of these?
How long have we been recording, Remy?
54?
Okay, great.
Oh, let's do a listener question.
Okay.
So like 5 more minutes.
Okay, I'm going to have you read the listener question because I don't read.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the listener question of the day is... Dun, dun, dun. My boyfriend of a year wants to have a threesome. It's not out of the question, but I'm definitely nervous about the idea because I've never had one. I think it would be hard to see him affectionate toward another girl. Thoughts on what to do if your partner wants more sexually?
Our merch is officially on sale. It will be on sale. Someone actually DM'd us the other day and they were like, how long is your merch going to be on sale for? It's on sale for the foreseeable future, especially through the holidays.
I haven't thought about that.
Yeah, and especially through the holidays. Great gifts. We have the Do It Scared sticker, the Proud of You sticker, Do It Scared hoodie, the Proud of You hoodie, the Do It Scared t-shirt, and the Proud of You crew neck and mugs and phone cases. Our merch is pretty sick, I must say.
If I do say so myself.
And I'm wearing it right now, so you better watch on YouTube. I'm wearing the Do It Scared hoodie.
That's right.
Because we're doing it scared today because we're recording an episode.
Unclear why I didn't wear mine.
I literally looked at you today and I go, that little girl does not have her merch on.
You had one job and you just like did not do it.
But yeah, so go to the link in our bio and get some merch for your friends for the holidays and for yourself.
That's right.
All right, let's get back to the episode.
Okay, wait, 2 things.
Yeah, there's 2 there. I was literally just going to say that.
Yeah, curveball is the last sentence.
Yep. There's the threesome and then also being in the same, like you and your partner wanting to have sex the same way.
Yeah, wanting more sexual is like a whole other ballpark.
Yeah.
Threesome for me is no, I couldn't watch my partner be sexual with anyone.
No.
No way.
No.
Could you do 2 guys?
No.
No shot. Okay,
No.
same. No chance ever.
If I had a gun to my head and someone was like, you have to have a threesome, I'd rather do 2 girls and a guy. I don't want there to be 2 guys.
Yeah, I just can't. I don't understand the purpose.
But I think this all goes back to having the same sex language as your partner.
Right.
Like it's like a love language. You have like some people love to just have the traditional vanilla missionary style sex forever, and if it works for them, that's all that matters. But if you are someone who maybe likes really like crazy sex and you're dating someone who likes just vanilla sex and you communicate to one another and one person isn't willing to change, like that relationship probably won't work, but you need to have those conversations before you get too serious.
Correct.
Like if I was dating someone who wanted to like tie me up all the time, like Christian Grey in 50 Shades of Grey, I'd be like, I can't date you because I'm not into that.
Right.
And it's the same way if someone was like, well, I only want to have sex once a week. I want it to be like very missionary. Like I'm just not comfortable. That also wouldn't work for me.
Yeah. And I think what's important when you start dating someone is having like an open mind.
Yeah.
And then you can, when it comes to the sex talk, you can try it on. Mm-hmm. You can be like, that might work for me. I'm not totally closed off to that.
Yeah.
And then you see and like you develop a style together.
And a really great way to like spice it up is what you did back in the day when you like, remember when you gave Graham like gifts every day for Christmas?
Yes.
Just like try it out in a fun way. Make it very little, like fuzzy handcuffs, like edible underwear.
Totally.
And just try it out. But if there's ever something where you're like, I'm not okay with that, like you have to set that boundary.
Yeah, and that's so true. Like if she firmly doesn't want to have a threesome, like that's okay.
Yeah.
And just say no. Like and I think he should understand that. And if not, if it's like a really big deal to him, that could be a deal breaker. That could be a deal breaker.
Yeah. But I think too, when you're getting in a serious relationship with someone, you should know if your partner is wanting to have a threesome one day. Like you can't just like throw that out there one day and then be mad at your partner. Like we've been dating 5 years, but I want a threesome now. It's like, what?
Yeah, that can't come out of nowhere. And like, why?
Yeah.
Why do you want one now? And that's like a larger conversation because are you not happy? Have you always wanted that and you never told me? Because like big thing you should tell me.
What are the reasons for wanting a threesome?
Yeah, you have to, I think, backtrack and say, why do you want to do the threesome? Like what's missing here?
Yeah, like my friend actually, she was seeing this guy very, very casually, but he mentioned in the beginning, he was like, I like to experience sex in like all these ways. He's like, I want to have a threesome one day. I want to do this. And like he told her from the beginning and she was like, I'm so happy you told me. She's like, it's not for me. Thank you for letting me know.
Right, that you want to experience that.
Yeah, they're just not compatible in a sexual way.
Totally not. And I think I think Yeah, I think you're just clear about it up front, but I think if a threesome comes out of nowhere,
Yeah.
we got to figure out why that happened.
Yeah, and for the second part of the question, if your partner is wanting to spice things up, like you just like Dr. Emily Moore, is it
Emily Moore, Dr. Emily.
Cut that. Like Dr. Emily said, Sex with Emily. She said, make sure you're communicating about sex outside of the bedroom.
I think, and that is one of the biggest tips ever, because when you're in a heightened state of arousal, I'm sure people will say anything, and her saying communicate outside the bedroom is, I think, the best tip in the world.
Can I just add one thing quick?
Yes.
Something my therapist has started having me do is have Sunday check-ins, and
I think
is have Sunday check-ins with Pete. So I think everyone should do this with their partner, where every Sunday you sit down and like you talk about all the things that are happening in your life, like what's your biggest stressor, what's your biggest anxiety, what you're looking forward to, and that would be a great time to talk about.
Oh, you could add a sex bucket. That's a really good idea. Yeah.
Like, what do you want to try sexually this week?
Love that, actually.
Yeah.
It's really good.
So I think you should try that.
We love you guys. We have to go.
Yes, we have to go. You guys know the drill. AB doing Judy Best really fast.
Follow us everywhere.
Yay, love you guys. Bye.